Coming up on Good Friends, Better Rivals. One topic only. The New York Giants have signed their man. Giants country.
I mean, they signed a man,
Can you
another man.
can you let me finish my cold open, dude? What is up with that, man?
I'm just saying. I mean, yeah,
That's crazy, bro. Russell Wilson's coming into the Big Apple. On Good Friends, Better Rivals. Boom, we're back, guys, with another great week of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week, we are talking the big news of the day, or the week, really, for both of our teams.
for both of
Because,
our teams.
well, I said the big news of the day for both of our teams. So, like, if you have big news that I missed, or if I definitely have big news. Cowboys have kind of gone quiet. There was a rumor. This would have been a great show if that rumor didn't get debunked literally the next day.
That rumor was from some moron that doesn't know how to do math.
Exactly. Exactly. But the problem is, if that rumor was true, we would have had a lot to talk about. But it
It
got
was
debunked.
never true. He literally just
I'm
made
just,
up a lie.
I'm just saying, if it was, it would have been a great day of talk because you would have lost your mind. But it was literally it was proven to be fake. Literally, like same day.
It was proven to be fake when he said it.
Yeah, it made no
As soon
sense.
as it came out of his mouth,
It made no sense.
yeah, it can't be true.
Yeah, so
Literally, it just can't be true. It's just
it can't like the money wise. I don't think it would make sense.
yeah, they're just gonna spend on the most expensive quarterback that they have
Yeah,
already for the other most expensive quarterback in the league.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But it's not true. So you guys really have no news. Cowboys have gone quiet.
We didn't even say what
Um,
it was, by the way. It
oh
was a
yeah, the Cleveland Browns are going to trade for Dak Prescott. That was the rumor. And I'm like, one, that's a great rumor, but it was fake. So it went nowhere. It would have shook up the league. It would have shaken up the league, but it would also prove that Jerry Jones is an imbecile. But we talk about Jerry all the time and how he's lost touch. And now I say he doesn't want to win anymore. I don't think he wants to win. I think he's okay with just making a lot of money and getting playoff games. That's how, because I think the Cowboys are just like the Yankees now, or the Yankees are okay with being playoff bound, so they can have home playoff games, and they don't really care about winning a title. That's what we think. But if he did this
if he does
trade,
want to win, it's just gonna be his way, which is
yeah,
not gonna win.
but it's not been
It's not
working.
gonna win. It's just not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
win.
exactly. But it's not working. That means you don't want to win. If you want to win and you realize the way you're doing it isn't working, you change your way to win. And he hasn't, which means he doesn't want to win anymore.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to win. Because winning should take precedent over anything.
yeah. It's just not more important than ego.
Exactly. Speaking of ego, or lack thereof, or humility, or something, I don't know what he is really, because people hate him, people love him, people hate him for no reason, people hate him for maybe a valid reason. I don't really know. Russell Wilson. The New York Giants announced that they're signing Russell Wilson to a 1 year, $10 deal. It's $10 million and a half because people saw the 21 million and thought, oh, they gave him 21 million. Like, no, guys. The guaranteed money is the contract. That's the contract. We're gonna have to give him $10 million, regardless. If he plays very good, which is a benefit for us, that means we're playing very well. It means he's playing very well. Then we'll give him another 11 million in bonuses and incentives, which makes it 21 million. but we're gonna give him 10 million regardless. Good or bad, he's getting 10.5 million. So the contract is 1 year, 10 million. Pairs him up with Jameis Winston and Tommy DeVito. There's a big debate on Giants Twitter. I think these people are just.
There, Tommy DeVito's not one of the best one.
No, that's not the thing. It's these people are just like they're being stupid on purpose. Just generally dumb people. Where they said that the Giants didn't improve their QB room from Daniel Jones and Drew
They
Lock.
definitely improved the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Even though I say I don't I don't think this is a good situation. It's a vastly improved situation from what you had.
Exactly, I agree. I just think those people are just they're just trolling to get engagement, and they're just being dumb. Like they're just being dumb. Like no, how can you say like
I not watched the last 5-6 years?
That's what I'm saying. Because then also too, like they're saying like, but he wasn't really good in Pittsburgh. Nobody was kind of good in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Also too, you're comparing 35-year-old Russell Wilson to 28-year-old Daniel Jones. And 35-year-old Russell Wilson was better than 28-year-old Daniel Jones. Jameis Winston is better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, boom, our backup is better than our starter for the past 5 years. It's just facts. People don't like Russell Wilson, and it's never really football related why people don't like Russell Wilson. It's never football related. It's finally now football related towards the last couple years because he had a horrible year in Denver. But I think that was pretty much Sean Payton just like didn't like him anymore.
Well, that wasn't even his horrible year. His horrible year was with Hackett.
Yeah.
Like this year with Payton was at least decent.
Yeah. Hackett's just a bad coach. Dan Hackett's a bad coach. Just completely. Shug talking about Ferris always taking my leftovers. I'm sorry, baby. I ain't taking no leftovers, man. You still salty about the stuff? It's fine. I took the leftovers and I made a 5-course meal.
I don't think it's a 5-course meal.
No, I'm talking about the other thing, not the QBs.
Oh, well, this
not the QBs.
is definitely not that. This is a fast food from McDonald's.
Hey, Leo, what's up?
It's just better than what you had.
It's In-N-Out. Daniel Jones was prison slop. This is In-N-Out. I'm talking about QBs, Ferris. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I have no idea.
I don't know.
What leftovers did you take from him?
I had just woken up.
Were you referring to something specific?
No. We'll talk about it soon.
What does that mean?
We'll talk about it soon. What's up, Reg? How you doing? Ferris is feeling it. I don't feel no guilt. I'm not a guilt person. I don't feel guilty at all. We'll talk about it soon. But before we continue talking about this, I just want to remind everybody, like this video, subscribe to the channel, as well as you can, join our Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. You can make a one-time donation, or you can join our monthly tier starting at $3, like our ticker says. Join our Discord. It's free to the public. The Discord links are in the description. Click that link and join our little community. As well as on April 5th, everyone, we have our 5-year anniversary stream and our 1,000th subscriber celebration. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We have a bunch of guests. Today, I tweeted out that 3 of our guests will be LBHT, Brodney, Hendo. We have a bunch of them. We have a bunch of our co-hosts that have showed up on the channel. They'll be showing up as well. Ryan, D Weezy, the gals of What Are You Wearing, Brandy and Star. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And special surprises.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What are those?
I don't know. You got to tune in. 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock Pacific time. April 5th. April 5th, guys. That's all I have to say. But as we continue, Does this, the biggest key here is, does that change their draft plans?
It
Right?
it should.
Should.
I mean, why sign two? Like, if you had one, then it shouldn't. One,
Mhm.
yeah, you still draft another QB. Two, you drafted. I mean, you signed both Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson and Tommy
Mhm.
DeVito. Whether that's significant or not, that's still you literally signed three quarterbacks this offseason.
Yeah, because if let's say Shador is at 3, if he's there, here's the thing: the plan is all predicated if Shador and Cam, one of them is still at 3. It's predicated on that. If Shador's still there at 3, do they pull the trigger? And they have 4
I
quarterbacks.
think they made this move to sign both of them because I don't think they like him.
They don't like Shador.
Why sign both of them then?
But then
If you
why
like
waste?
if you like Shador, then you would have signed just one of them.
But then why waste your time scouting him for this past
Well,
2
that's what
years?
they did. They scouted him and they found that they don't like him.
Okay. But how long does it take you to find out you didn't like somebody?
I don't know, up to the pro day.
Pro days are meaningless.
Well, that's their final nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm. There was a scenario someone put out there on Twitter. I want to get your thoughts on the scenario, Caleb, where they go Travis Hunter, right? At 3.
That's if he's not taking that two.
Then yeah. And then yeah, pretty much. But then either you draft him top of the second round, or you trade back into the later the first round to get that 5th-year option and draft Jalen Milroe, and you let him sit.
So then why sign DeVito then?
DeVito's meaningless.
Well, then why even sign him? If this is what your plan, if your plan is to draft a quarterback, why not just keep that third spot open?
That's a good point. What if they signed him to sign him, but they're going to cut him in during
It's not like I said, it's not a significant contract where they absolutely can do that.
Mhm.
But it's just, what is the thinking of their signing all of them when you can have options of drafting
What if
them?
they struck out? What if they struck out on Jameis?
I
You
mean,
know,
you did. I mean, he's not that good. I mean, both,
but,
neither one of them are that
that's what I'm
good.
saying. That's what I'm
Neither one of
saying.
them is good. They're both backup quarterbacks
Well,
at this
now
point.
Russell Wilson is.
Yeah, I mean, they're both backup quarterbacks, but still, like I said, still better than Daniel Jones, but they're still
Yeah.
backup quarterbacks.
No, but that's the key thing here right there. Is if they struck out on Jameis Winston, they need a backup quarterback, so they signed Tommy DeVito, right? And it would have been Russell and Tommy, but they ended up signing Jameis. So now they have more than they need. But Tommy DeVito shouldn't stop you from drafting your quarterback. You know what I mean? He shouldn't stop you because you only signed Russell Wilson for a year, and you only signed Jameis for 2 years, like 8
So
million.
yeah, but you're still spending $8 million on a third stringer.
But he's then the backup quarterback in his last year.
Why do you want your rookie to be your third string when you want your rookie to be the backup?
But that's the thing. If they draft Shador, makes no sense. But if they draft Jalen and let him sit for a year,
You're going to draft him in the first round for a third string quarterback.
Jalen needs a little seasoning, a little
Yeah, but
marination.
still, I mean, he can do that as a backup, as the number two.
Doesn't matter if you're a 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
You're not playing. You're
yeah,
not playing.
but you have a chance to play. You're right there.
But you're not playing, so it doesn't really matter.
But it's still closer
You're
to playing
arguing
than not playing.
semantics, and it doesn't matter because it
You're
really
closer to
doesn't.
not playing than third string. Basically, you're just almost not even on the team
Okay, then what's the point of carrying 3 quarterbacks then? Sometimes.
because you have that emergency quarterback rule.
Oh, now, but not back then. But now it does, but not back then.
I mean, not back then. No, basically, I mean, third string quarterback doesn't really matter at all.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you draft that then?
So
Why
why
would
don't
you
you
draft that in the first round?
to let Jalen Milroe marinate?
You could do that at him being the number two.
But what if he's not ready? Then Russell gets injured.
So Russell's probably not going to do that good anyways. He's probably going to replace him because he sucks.
Well, now it's conjecture.
I mean, what have you seen the past 3, 4 years of Russell Wilson that he's going to last the entire season as a starter?
I haven't. He tends to tail off towards the back end of the season.
Exactly, and that's exactly what's going to happen. That's why you would want your rookie quarterback at the number 2 to take over in those final 3 or 4 games.
But what if Jameis plays very well?
Then that's what I'm saying. What's the point of drafting then if you're just going to play Jameis after that?
Valid. You know, Reg, trial by fire, throw the rookie in just like we did with Lamar.
Exactly.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you, Reg. Ryan, Giants went from last place NFC East team to another NFC East last place team with Russell Wilson. Okay, all right. Just so pessimistic.
That was good.
You know, always a pessimist.
I mean,
Never an optimist.
I mean, does these 2 quarterbacks think you're going to improve on your position? You're still coming in last.
Yeah. We do have the fourth best QB in the division.
By the way, we'll do our rankings of each position.
Oh yeah, that'll be during the offseason. We'll do it. We'll do it in a couple of weeks. The Giants are going to be last on a lot of those.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue for a lot of Cowboys either.
Yeah. Well, your offensive line is not number 2
There's
anymore.
no position I'm really arguing for.
QB? Well,
not at number 1.
Not anymore. That kid in Washington.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Still think it hurts though.
Yeah, you're still gonna be on that train to the day you die. Too bad Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl and your guy doesn't.
But I mean, Mike, if he had all that talent, then he probably would.
No, see, Reg hopped in a little late. No, there's no truth to that whatsoever. There's no truth to the Cowboys trading.
It doesn't even make sense. First of all, because Dak has no trade clause. Obviously, no trade clause. You can waive that. But
why would you waive it?
He's not waiving it to go to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Secondly, why would the Browns already have one of the most expensive quarterbacks in the league who doesn't play, and they're going to trade for the most expensive quarterback,
dead money wise,
to combine it? I mean, that is just a horrible cap situation that just going to just not going to have left with any money. It doesn't make sense at all. And no, that guy just
also too, if you think about it, Caleb, they're basically the same team. Expensive quarterback. I'm not saying they're good or not. Expensive quarterback. Star defensive lineman.
Yeah, but at least our expensive quarterback played. I mean, he did get injured, but when he still plays good when he's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, their quarterback doesn't play good. He's awful.
Yeah, he doesn't play good at all. You know. But yeah, the Giants got their man. I honestly now I don't know what they're gonna do. They got a man. Now I don't know what they're gonna do on draft night, really.
Yeah, because
they could draft Shedeur.
What did they do if Cam Ward goes number 1, Travis Hunter goes number 2? Who do you go?
I think they're gonna go Shedeur.
There's no way. They would do all these quarterbacks just to draft Shedeur. Why?
I think they do.
Why?
I think they do. I don't know, man.
Why would they sign Winston and Russell?
I think they told him, "Hey, man, if Shedeur is there, we're drafting him, and you're gonna mentor him." The man's Shedeur Sanders by year 3 is gonna become a pastor. Maybe. Gentlemen, by God's grace, we are gonna fight to victory.
Yeah, Jameis is gonna teach him how to eat some W's.
Eat that dub. Eat that dub. Eat that dub.
Yeah, Russell's gonna teach him how to come up with catchphrases.
You know what? We need, honestly, bro, we need to learn a lot about Russell Wilson because, a man who can have Sierra, he did something right.
Huh?
He did something right. Okay? People talk a lot of smack about him, non-football related. They be like, he a cornball, he do this, he do that. But at the end of the day, who won? Russell Wilson won.
I mean, he does practice reps on the plane.
Cool. That's fine. She probably digs that. You know? Absolutely not, Reginald. We are not doing that. No. No, we're not drafting Tyler Shu or Scholl or Shiglo. I don't know how to say his last name. Try it, Caleb.
Schaff.
What?
Schaff.
Schaff?
Yeah.
But it's a GH.
Yeah, that's kind of sometimes makes an F sound.
Schaff? Really?
Yeah, like tough. Tough? You not know
Cough.
it's tough?
Cough.
Yeah.
You said cuff, which is Cuff.
I said Schaff. No. Tyler Schaff.
So cough, like, is it so Schaff? Cough. Tyler Schaff. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, makes sense. No, absolutely not. We're the man's 28 and no, absolutely not. No. We've drafted a Texas Tech quarterback before. He goes by the name of Davis Webb. They call him the Dragon. It didn't work out. It didn't work out whatsoever. But I digress. So yeah.
So you think they're gonna take Shador?
I'm saying they will, yeah. I think they will. If Travis Hunter's not there, they're gonna go Shador. Because who are you gonna draft? Abdul Carter?
Yeah, that wouldn't make. I don't think so because you already have a pass rusher. Why would you? You have a pretty.
Yeah, you're adding a third pass rusher.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense there.
Different type of pass rusher. You're kind of drafting a mini like
yeah,
people.
You got Thibodeau, you got Ryan Burns. There's no point of drafting.
Yeah, but he's bigger than both of them. He's bigger than both.
You're already using resources. You're using all your resources on pass rusher.
Hey man, if you can't get a good quarterback, get a bunch of people who can go after the quarterback. And that's what the New York Giants have done all.
Who can protect the quarterback because your offensive line sucks.
Well, yeah, when they're injured. Just so y'all know, it's pronounced
Shuck.
Shuck. Tyler Shuck? What? So you were wrong too.
Well, I don't know. How the hell am I supposed to? I mean, that doesn't.
Tyler Shuck.
Doesn't make any sense.
Tyler Shuck. Shout out to you, Tyler Shuck. I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to you, Tyler Shuck. But, yeah. Who do you draft at 3 if Shador's still there and Travis Hunter's gone? Like, it's Abdul Carter, really. Like, that's what it is. It's Abdul Carter. Like,
but
you're not...
that's just too much resource on defense. I don't think they would do that either.
Exactly. So, you drafting Shador.
Why? Is there no offensive lineman that's to that caliber going number 3?
There's Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks Jr.
There you go. Why wouldn't you not take one of them?
Because they already have their tackles.
Okay, and they suck.
Andrew Thomas does not suck.
Well, I mean, Michael Parsons tears him up all the time. But...
Oh yeah, when he was sick, yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, but the other times when he's fully healthy, he's on the other side. He's on the other side, telling him, like, "Hey man, can I go against Evan Neal, please?"
All I see is Parsons in the backfield all the time.
That's because it was Evan Neal's fault. Andrew Thomas wasn't Andrew Thomas' fault. When he was against a fully healthy Andrew Thomas slapped him around.
I don't think that happened at all.
But then he would switch sides to go to Evan Neal's side, and then he got his little 3 sacks. All right, I remember watching the games too, Caleb. I got eyes. One of them may wander, but it comes back straight, and I see it.
Yeah, you see your quarterback on the ground.
Yeah, because of Evan Neal, not Andrew Thomas. That's why we got Jermaine Illuminor now.
Oh yeah.
He didn't play very well.
Well, then why would you not want to replace him?
But he was playing left tackle though. If he played right tackle, it would have been slightly different. He's a right tackle. He didn't know how to play left tackle. People need to start realizing that you can't just move an offensive lineman to another position and expect them to be great. It's not the same. Everything has to go left side. When they're a right side they're a right side offensive lineman. Yeah. They're usually everything's off of the
Cowboys definitely learned that this season.
Right?
Good. It was not
good, right? When you're a right guard and everything is right side heavy, and you're told, oh, I need you to play left. I need you to play left guard or left tackle, and now you're doing everything left side. It messes you up. Duke Manyweather talks about it all the time. You can't just plug in anybody at anywhere.
I mean,
You can't do that.
You could with Larry Allen. He played all positions.
Well, yeah, because of course, he's the exception to the rule, Caleb. It's like Bruce Matthews. You know, Bruce Matthews played left tackle, left guard, right guard, and he played some center. That's why Bruce Matthews is a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? God rest your soul, Larry Allen, you genetic freak. I believe Larry Allen, Humboldt State. Humboldt State. You want to know who's also from Humboldt State? Alex Kappa. Humboldt State. Humboldt State still producing some good offensive linemen over the years. Alex Kappa. Shout out to you. He's from Dublin, by the way. I just want to point that out. Alex Kappa. But that doesn't matter here. But, you know, that's kind of pretty much the show.
I mean, we can do a UFL preview.
Yes, the UFL is back. I believe it's this week. Tomorrow? It's today.
An hour and a half.
The UFL is back. The UFL, by the way, guys, everyone it's the league where the XFL and the United Football League and the USFL merged and became the UFL. Today at 5:00, we have the first game. It is the Houston Roughnecks versus the St. Louis Battlehawks in Houston. Caleb, who you got? What do you got?
Probably the Battlehawks. I mean, there's a favorite. They bring a lot of the players back that they've had, and so I mean, they're the clear favorite in this game. But overall, on the entire league, obviously, Birmingham Stallions, 3-time straight champions.
Mm-hmm.
They're favored once again because they bring back basically the same guys. And well, the first 2 seasons they had the advantage because all the games were played in Birmingham.
That's true.
So they had a big advantage there. But then when they had this combined, they still proved to be the best team just because they have the most continuity with their team. They have, some of the better quarterback play in the league, and that's why they keep on winning.
The Battlehawks are being led by former TCU great Max Duggan. They also have Manny Wilkinson and Siobhan Cordero, the QB from Hawaii and San Jose. Manny Wilkins, I don't remember him at Arizona State, but they say that is. They still have Akeem Butler on the team, and Ja'Cory Pearson is still on the team as well.
Yeah, he's good.
But they add Denzel Mims, former, I believe, Cleveland Brown and New York Jet.
Yeah, he's in
the Battlehawks. They do that as well. So the offensive unit's pretty good. Their running backs, we have Jacob Sailors from East Tennessee State, Kevin Latulis, Missouri State, and Jervon Howard out of Alcorn State. Alcorn State, I could talk to Coach about because Coach is, I believe, an Alcorn State alumnus. So there's that. I'm gonna give the UFL a shot this year. I didn't really pay attention to it, life got in the way, but we'll see. I'm trying to see if I recognize anybody on the defensive side for the Battlehawks. No, not really. Oh, I recognize their kicker and Rodrigo Blankenship, and a couple of the receivers and Max Duggan. Nobody on the defensive side. I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing much here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the UFL. I mean, obviously the Cowboys have benefited greatly from the UFL.
Yes, they have.
We have 2 All-Pros at the special teams positions and kicker and kick returner from the UFL. So I definitely like watching it. And
it's a good scouting. It's a good scouting region. Like you good little scout. On the Houston Roughnecks side, the people that you may recognize are TJ Vasher, wide receiver out of Texas Tech. Let me see if anybody else. You remember TJ Vasher, right?
Yeah, he was a Cowboy.
Yeah. Tackle Zach Banner. Zach Banner, I believe, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Actually, Shug's team. He played for them. Trying to see anybody else that I recognize. Nope. Zaquandre White, running back, and TJ Pleasure, also running back. Pleasure was out of Utah, and Zaquandre White was out of South Carolina. So I recognize both of them as well. And then I definitely recognize this QB Anthony Brown, Oregon. He also played at Boston College. We also have, I believe, Nolan Henderson and Jalen McClendon. Jalen McClendon I kind of recognize from Baylor, and Nolan Henderson's from Delaware, so I recognize him either. Trying to see some of these offensive linemen and defensive players, see if I can recognize anybody. Wait, is this not? This should be. Okay, let me do that. Cornerbacks, trying to recognize anybody. Oh, Marquise Wilson, I do recognize him. The Purdue guy. Trying to recognize anybody else. Oh, TJ Franklin, there he is. Yep, I know him. But overall, still trying to look for a team in the UFL. I used to be a Roughnecks person in the XFL. That was my team.
But they're not really the Roughnecks. They actually took on the Gamblers roster.
Yeah, they took on the Gamblers roster, which was my team in the USFL. It was our team, actually. It was actually our team. Are we going to share a team?
I don't know. I root for the Arlington Renegades.
Wait, time out. So you decided to leave Vegas?
There is no Vegas.
Oh, so Vegas is dead.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Vegas is dead.
But they have the former QB, Luis Perez, and I'm a big Luis Perez fan. So
Luis Perez, spring football legend, to be quite honest with you.
Big fan
that
of
man,
him, so
that man. If you make up a spring football league, Luis Perez is gonna be on that team, in that league, bro. 110%. Let me see. So they got Tyler Vaughns. I recognize Tyler Vaughns. Anyone else? Deontay Burton. I recognize him. Both USC wide receivers are going to be on the team.
Yeah, they got a former Cowboy, Matt Farniok. He was a draft pick.
Yeah. Trying to recognize some of these offensive linemen. I don't really. Running back Devon Smith, Day Hunter. I don't recognize him.
Hunters, Marquette King.
Yep. Marquette King. He was cut because John Gruden wanted his punters to not talk as much. Kalen Baraga. I recognize him from Arizona State. I recognize him. And then you got the quarterbacks, Holton Allers out of Eastern Carolina. I recognize him. He's the lefty. Luke Lennon out of North Central. Don't know him. And Luis Perez out of Texas A&M Commerce. So shout out to Luis Perez.
And interesting that two coaches have already been replaced. They have two of the teams have interim coaches because I think one coach went to college football, and I don't know what happened to the other guy. He just stepped away for personal reasons or something.
Let's check it. UFL coaches replaced. Right here. So in the UFL, Reggie Bartlow stepped down as the head coach of the DC Defenders to become the head coach at Tennessee State. That's the school that hired Eddie George, and Eddie George left them for Bowling Green. And Ken Wisenhunt. Hey, Wisenhunt.
Yeah.
Took a leave of absence from the Memphis Showboats. So Shannon Harris is now the Defenders head coach. And Jim Turner, the offensive line coach, is now the head coach in Memphis. So there's that right away. So there's that. So we're going. So you're going with the Arlington Renegades to win it. Win it all, Caleb? They're going to win it all? Is that what you're telling me?
Probably not, but I'm going to root for them anyways.
Gonna root for them anyways. You know what? I'm gonna watch tonight. Tonight, game 1, Battlehawks Roughnecks. Then tomorrow, it's gonna be at 1 o'clock, San Antonio versus Arlington. And then on Sunday, 2 games, one at 9, one at 12. Michigan Panthers, the Memphis Showboats versus in the early window, and then in the lunch window, the noon window, we have the Birmingham Stallions, 2-time defending champions, or 3-time defending champion.
3 times.
Yeah, but they didn't win last year, right?
Did win. They won every year.
Oh wow. At the DC defense, I know they won the first two. Let's look at the Birmingham. Everyone's back from Birmingham. Everybody, we sure about that?
Basically, that's why they always win. They have they're both their quarterbacks that they had. They had Matt
So
Corral.
so Skip Holtz is the head coach, correct? Skip
Yeah,
Holtz.
yeah,
Let's look at Skip Holtz. Shot D. So all right, Amari Rogers. I know about Amari. I know this is the wide receivers. Deion Kane. I know about him. Um, Kate Johnson. I think I recognize that name. Jace Sternberger. I know him. He was the former tight end for the Packers. He's out of Texas A&M. Safeties. I'm trying to look at the safeties. JoJo Tillery and Kenny Robinson. I know about Kenny Robinson. He was a battle hawk. There's Larry Roundtree. I know about Larry. Ricky Pearson. Don't know him. CJ Marble. Don't know him. Case Kouris is one of the quarterbacks. And
They cook it.
Zach Case Kukis.
Yeah.
Kukis. Alex McGloin and Matt Corral. So they're all back. But Adrian Martinez was their quarterback for the first two titles, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, but now Adrian Martinez is where? Adrian Martinez, by the way, from the Central Valley. Adrian Martinez.
Well, they had Alex Magoo. That's who they had.
But also with Adrian Martinez, though, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he's with the Jets. Young Bucks from Hanford. Played at Clovis West. Yeah, and all about him. Yeah, he spent 1 year with the Stallions in 2024. But your dad talking about San Antonio.
Yeah, that's who he roots for. He was for the Brahmas.
Oh, you root for the Brahmas. Basically, the Brahmas are basically the Rock's namesake. Everyone knows about the Brahma bull on the shoulder of the Rock. The Brahmas are kind of the Rock. Let's check about the Brahmas. Let's see the big turnover on the Brahmas. They were the worst team. Weren't they the worst team for the past couple years?
No.
They were the worst team the first year of the USFL, correct? Them in Vegas. Them in Vegas. They were pretty bad. So their wide receiver core is led by former QB Greg Ward, the QB out of Houston, and Racy McMath, the LSU guy. I know about both of them.
Yeah, because he used to be Cowboy.
Racy McMath?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that guy. Okay. We got a couple of cats. Alizé Mack. I know about Alizé Mack. Trying to see some of these people that I recognize. And then here are the running backs. Anthony McFarland. I know all about Anthony McFarland. Hey, my former running back, Jay Sean Corbin. He was a former Giant. Shout out to Jay Sean. LaDamian Webb. Don't know who that guy is. Hassan Hall. Nope. Jordan Lovett. Nope. All right, the QBs. They got Kevin Hogan. Oh my God, Kevin Hogan is still alive. That's crazy.
He's still alive. I mean,
football wise,
he's still alive.
Football wise, that man tortured me for years when he was at Stanford. Big news coming out of the USFL for Leo. I think he probably already knows this. They're going to go with Kellen Mond as their starting quarterback.
He did not know that.
He didn't know that.
No.
Oh well, Leo, your starting quarterback is going to be Kellen Mond. And Jared Guarantano, he's also the quarterback. I know about him. You know, still alive his little wife. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kevin Hogan. I apologize. Kevin Hogan, multiple time Pac-12 champion. He did play for the Brahmas. He went 5 for 7. He played 2 games. He had 38 yards. Yeah, he didn't really play much. So you know what, Caleb? Let's do it, man. I'm gonna give the UFL a shot. You know, I'm gonna watch UFL games this year. I'm gonna have fun with it. Just do it. So shout out to the UFL. I don't think I give them enough cred. Someone did point out to me that, you know, when it's a bad game, like a low scoring game in the NFL, people were saying, "Oh, look at this defensive masterclass." you know, but when it's a low scoring game in the UFL, people say it's bad football. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. We'll see how it is. I remember.
Actually, those low score games turn into crazy games sometimes because of how the scoring is. Because you can go for 3 points. So sometimes they actually do get wild in the end,
Yeah,
where it actually
because
does
of
pick
the
up very quickly, and the fact that the onside kick is a fourth down. I love that rule. I think that's my favorite rule that they do. Um, and it really does make the game go back and forth like that. So it does get exciting, even though maybe the whole game is slow. It can pick up.
because they could take the lead like that with the
Yeah,
two,
and
the
then they can
three.
get the fourth down,
Yeah.
and they convert it. They get another score, and so they're like, it goes back and forth.
So yeah, so I still remember the first game back in St. Louis where AJ McCarron led a game-winning drive, and basically the entire city of St. Louis exploded. Because people were still reeling from the loss of their Rams, the many years that the Rams were there. But it's funny enough that they lost the Rams to the Rams' original home, so they're still mad about that, and because the way Stan Kroenke did it, so they wanted to show that there is a vibrant, supportive football culture in St. Louis. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought we were only gonna go like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I blink and we're already at 42 minutes. Shout out to the UFL for giving us some good content to talk about. All right. Anything else, Caleb?
The Ravens just extended John Harbaugh.
Yeah, but we're not a Raven show. We don't care. So
That's the only other news.
yeah, we'll wait when Hendo and Rodney and Jose and Reg has a show
I just
today.
thought that we could have a good laugh for a moment.
Well, I can't have a good laugh. All right. You can't have a good laugh either.
Why? I already know my coach is not. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about my coach. He's just
Brian
whatever.
Schottenheimer.
I don't know anything about him.
Well, my coach took shit and took it to the playoffs, and then the shit caught up
And I
to
didn't
him.
even say that means that he's bad or anything. I just said laugh because and we know that they hate him so much.
Yeah, well, no, because he's basically what Jason Garrett was.
Nah, he's better than Jason Garrett.
No,
I mean,
no,
come
no,
on,
you're right.
that's
That's a good point. No,
ridiculous. That
that's
is
that's a good
ridiculous.
point.
That is an insult to John Harbaugh.
That's a good point. He was basically Mark McCarthy. Did you like Mike McCarthy?
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I didn't hate him like they did. Like they hate John.
But that's the thing, Caleb. You guys ended up getting rid of Mike McCarthy.
Not really. We didn't.
You got rid of him. You didn't re-sign him.
We
You
didn't
basically
sign him.
Yeah, you got rid of him. You basically got rid of him.
I mean, but you could.
Now imagine but now
maybe
imagine
he didn't want to come
Caleb,
back.
But Caleb, imagine you have Mike McCarthy for basically 14 years. Every year ends that same way. For 14 years ends the same way.
The same way for the last 30 years for us.
Exactly. And are you happy?
No, very unhappy.
Exactly. You're not freaking happy.
But it's not all the coach's fault in our case. It's mostly on the owner.
Okay. Well, in this case, you can also blame Steve Bisciotti because he hasn't moved on.
Because I mean, it definitely wasn't Bill Parcells' fault. I mean, he turned this all around.
It's never Bill Parcells' fault, to be quite honest with you. He knows football.
I mean, he turned us around. He made us a great roster, and if he had a little more time, maybe he could have taken us there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, your owner has an ego and didn't want to give.
That's what I'm saying. I can't blame all the coaches that we've had. I mean, the majority of the reason is because of Jerry Jones.
Can we talk about how his ego? He's still mad that people give Jimmy Johnson credit for all 3 Super Bowls. He's still mad about that. He's still mad about that. He's still angry about that to this day.
But also it doesn't mean that we have all good coaches, because obviously Dave Garrett was bad, Wade Phillips was bad, and definitely Dave Campo was the worst.
Yeah. Yes. Reg, Big Boy Talk today on Reg. Host of Big Boy Talk I believe it's at 8 o'clock. No. 8 o'clock Eastern, Reg? Or is it 9 o'clock Eastern? I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. 5 Pacific. So basically, right after the show, go over to Big Boy Talk. So there's that. No, 6:15. So 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific on Big Boy Talk. 9 Eastern. Yep, I got it. Got it. But yeah, man, that's, I can't really talk because we had Tom Coughlin for many years. Tom Coughlin wasn't the problem. It was the roster construction that was the
Yeah, I
problem.
didn't mean we were gonna laugh because he's terrible or anything, or our coaches are good. I just meant because they hate him, and that's funny that
No,
they're.
because here's the thing, here's the thing, Caleb. Here's the thing, Caleb.
It's funny because we know
They're
they're
gonna blow a gasket. They're gonna blow a gasket.
That's why I was talking about us laughing.
I think Jose's gonna pull out the hairs that are still on his head, and funny enough that he's bald, so he's probably gonna be like, and then Hendo's like, Hendo's probably doing his, his like, and Rodney's probably laughing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We can laugh just like Ronnie would laugh.
Rodney's definitely laughing. Rodney's definitely laughing. But no, my thing is this, man. If the Eagles can tell Andy Reid, peace, deuces, anybody can tell any coach anything. The Giants told a 2-time Super Bowl winner, it's time to go, buddy. You can tell John Harbaugh it's time to go. You know what I mean? And by the way, the Giants got rid of Tom Coughlin, and he was more successful than Andy Reid, by the way.
The Patriots got rid of, Bill Belichick, 6-time Super Bowl winner, the greatest coach of all time.
Exactly.
3 seasons
That's
of bad.
what I'm saying, man.
We're not doing well. Let's get out of here.
Exactly. We're not doing well, or we've hit our plateau, and we need to unlock it. And guess what? Guess what the Eagles did? They fired him, hired a new coach, and they won a Super Bowl. Well, not Doug Peterson. They hired somebody. Who did they hire after Andy Reid? Do you remember?
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. Then they hired Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
See, exactly. So they hired Chip Kelly. Team went in shambles. Hired Doug Peterson.
Chip Kelly actually had winning seasons every single year.
Oh yeah, he did.
Maybe he said the last year, maybe. But I know the first 2 or 3 seasons they were good.
Well, no, the thing is, like, those players don't talk highly of those years. Yeah. If you talk to Shady McCoy or Deshaun Jackson, they hated those years. They hated them, even though they were good. They hated him. I think Chip Kelly basically called Deshaun Jackson a gangbanger. It's like this. He's basically called him a criminal. And Deshaun Jackson's like, where did you get that from? And then they cut him. Like, to be honest with you, I still have him for even Deshaun Jackson. I don't hate Deshaun Jackson the way I hate Shady McCoy. I hate Deshaun, because I still hate Deshaun Jackson. But he went to he went to Cal, so it's kind of the hatred is a little softened. But Shady, I don't like Shady. I hate Shady. I hate Shady. I hate Donovan McNabb. I hate them all. I hate them all. I hate them all now. I hate everybody. Am I a bitter, broken down Giants fan? Absolutely. Yeah. But am I ever going to stop?
A lot was Westbrook. I hated Brian Westbrook.
I hated Brian Westbrook, man.
He torched us all the time.
Yeah. The Bryans almost made me an Eagles fan. I almost became one because of the Bryans. The Bryans almost got me, Caleb. But then I found out my cousin was an Eagles fan. That's no, absolutely not. I'm not sharing a team with you because I hated my cousin. All my teams have all been based off of hatred. Hated my older brother. Couldn't become an Eagles fan because I hated my cousin. I don't even know why I'm friends with you. I don't even like your teams. Well, I don't like one of your teams. Because you don't really have any other team besides the Cowboys, to be quite honest with you.
What are you talking about? I root for the Longhorns.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I don't like them either.
I root for the Rebels. I went to school there.
But I like the UCLA. I like the UNLV running Rebels.
Well, see, there you go.
I like them. I like their basketball program has fallen off, but because they were a basketball school back in the day, in the 90s. I
root for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, no one likes the Golden Knights, Caleb.
Everybody loves the Golden Knights. What are you talking about?
Nobody likes the Golden Knights.
That's
literally
that's why we sell out every game. That's why we sell
Caleb, out. No offense, Caleb. Well, it's because it's Vegas. People come to visit Vegas.
Okay, well, they come to see the Golden Knights.
No, they come to see Vegas. All right, they're at the Venetian. Okay, they're not at the T-Mobile Center. All right. Arena. Sorry, Arena. Caleb, you're the second most hated team in the league. Well, the third actually. You know who's in front of you? The only reason the other two people are in front of you is that the entire country of Canada hates both of these teams.
Or maybe because all the other ones are jealous that we're so good so quick.
Probably.
Okay.
But they also hate you. That doesn't mean they're not gonna not hate you. You're lucky. Like if you're like the Toronto Golden Knights doing this, you'd be the most hated person in all of hockey. But no, the Toronto Maple Leafs are hated, and then next by the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens, and then it's you. You know what? Let's ask our resident Canadians about this. I'm gonna ask them. Because they shot the playoff beers. How did we get to 15 minutes?
I don't know. We just start talking about random stuff.
That's true. All right, let's end the show. Caleb, where can people find you?
We've got 10 minutes.
10 minutes for what?
I don't know. Whatever other random shit we can talk about.
Man.
We got 10 whole minutes.
John Cena showed up on Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. But it wasn't good. This time it wasn't that good. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It was just kind of more the same. I expected him to talk about why he joined The Rock, and that's still really, he hasn't even mentioned The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like, are you ever going to mention The Rock?
That's what I'm saying. He can use The Rock. Also, too, Caleb, I have a theory that he's gonna eviscerate Cody on the mic. Like
that's why everybody's been saying.
I think John is protecting Cody. I think John is protecting Cody.
Because they haven't even had an interaction in the ring. They haven't even had a back and forth. Like it's just John Cena talks and then Cody talks. And then that's it.
Yeah. Are they trying to do like a heat thing where they meet once and then they don't meet again, then they meet again? You know what I mean?
Maybe. It's just not. I mean, it's got to work better. I mean, they got to go. Whether he sinks or swims, I mean, they have to go back and forth. You have to have a conversation between the two.
But here's the thing. I don't think they want another Jey Uso Gunther situation where Gunther is ripping Jey Uso apart on the mic.
It's bad. It's bad. That part is just so silly. It's gotten so silly that they made his botch from the previous week, that when he jumped out of the ring and his feet got caught on the ropes. Mm-hmm. They made it into the storyline. Made it into the storyline, and he literally fell on his face like if he was Daniel Jones running for a touchdown.
He still scored that touchdown on that drive, by the way.
But he still fell on his face, and they literally made that happen. With Jey Uso did that in the ring. He slipped on his own feet. Fake fell on his feet, because obviously.
That's great acting.
Oh my god, it was terrible. It was horrible.
It was great acting.
It's basically like he's a bumbling buffoon that doesn't know how to walk. And then they actually make it a part of the storyline where it's like, it's getting to him, and then he can't perform now. Like,
also too, big news. Out of college football, spring game between Syracuse and Colorado is off. It was denied by the NCAA, so that won't happen. So,
isn't anybody doing spring games anymore?
A lot of teams have canceled their spring games. I believe Texas also canceled their spring game as well.
Yeah, because they don't want to expose any of the players.
Yeah, because poaching and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's a big conversation in college basketball. People got mad that the transfer portal opens after the Sweet 16, but then
even if the players, sometimes the players will switch because they have a starting roster going into that spring game, and if they're not on, if they're not in the starting lineup, they want to transfer.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing too. I'm not a big fan of Bruce Pearl, but he explained why the portal opens at the Sweet 16 in the tournament. People kept complaining about like how that's not okay. We shouldn't do that. But then Bruce explains like, but here's the thing. By the Sweet 16, only 16 teams are left. Most of the teams in NCAA basketball, their season's over. And most teams, Caleb, their season ends in the beginning of March or like mid-March. So their season's over because only 68 teams make it to the tournament. You know how many Division I basketball programs there are in America?
No, I have no idea. Actually.
There's like over 230. So
Okay.
68 make the tournament, including the first 4. So 68 of the 230. Let me double check that. I want to double check that. I want to make sure the number's right. Number of Division 1 basketball teams. Thank you. There's 364, Caleb.
360. That's a lot.
Yeah, who field men's basketball teams. So basically 64 of them, their season still continues in mid-March. 300 of them, their season's over. So you want those 300 teams to wait till the beginning of April to fix their rosters. And that's not happening. That's not happening, like at all. So that's why they open it up during the transfer. That's why they open up the transfer portal during the Sweet 16. So you give the players basically 30 days, like about 3 weeks, 30 days to know where you guys are going. And if you don't know by 30 days, then you're an idiot. Straight up. You know, because most of everyone's season's over by March, the beginning of March, mid-March. So there's that. So you should know. So the Sweet 16 is in 2 weeks. It's conference tournaments the second week of March. Then the third week of March, it's the NCAA tournament. And then 2 weeks after that, it's the Sweet 16. You should know by then where are you going. You should know by then. And if you're in a team that's on the Sweet 16, you're probably not going to leave that team because you're a valued contributor. You're probably not going to leave that team. You know? So there's that. And then I think the biggest problem with college basketball is people are really mad about how everyone is an automatic free agent every year. They just hop in the transfer portal. You know, and someone kind of, you know, this could be because people want continuity of team. They want to root for kids multiple years to create a connection with the team. Why do you think women's basketball has now been preferred over men's basketball?
Because they stay longer.
Exactly, because you create the connections with the players for all 4 years. You're a fan of the girl from. I've been a fan of Paige Becker since she was 17 years old when she was going to UConn, and I've been on this journey with her for 5 years. 5 years, I've been with her. Back in the day, man, when I would follow Kentucky basketball, I knew Anthony Davis is gone. Anthony Davis wasn't staying. Devin Booker wasn't staying. Karl Anthony Towns wasn't staying. That's what made that Kentucky team that went 35-0 special, is that they had the rookie sensation, the freshman sensations in Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, but they had juniors and seniors on that team. Reg, shut up, Reg. You know what I meant. He knows what not funny, Reg. Reg, she actually had a stalker. Not funny. Take that back. Not funny. She actually had one. Someone stalked her. No, it wasn't me, dog. No. I'm a big fan of Paige. Love Paige. Paige is the homie. She's going to be playing in Dallas, which means I have to stomach watching Arika Ogumawale play basketball, but I'm going to watch her because I'm a big fan of Paige. But yeah, you create the connections with the players. And people are like, we don't, there's no connection with these teams anymore in college men's basketball. I'm no longer connected on them. Florida Atlantic, who made the Final Four, remember 2 years ago? Their entire team got rated. Their three top scorers are on Michigan, Arkansas, and Florida. Their head coach is at Michigan. Boom, like that. You know, just like that. So like the people who went to Florida Atlantic couldn't keep this team that fit, you know, just didn't fit, and then the team just died. San Diego State, the team that made the Final Four, you know, most of them left. You know, some of them were graduate transfers, but most of them left, and it was kind of sad to see their team get picked apart. That's happening again to San Diego State now. Someone brought up this, Caleb, where you can transfer once and not sit out. Right? The one-time transfer. To play right away, you get one free one, right? sophomore, freshman, junior, senior, you get one free one. If you transfer once, you get one free one. But if you do it again, you have to sit a year. But exceptions, here are the exceptions. If you're a grad transfer, you can play right away. Right away. You can play right away. And if your coach leaves, you can play right away as you transfer. But if your coach doesn't leave and you're just transferring to transfer, what? After you, so like if I transfer, I get one free one. I can transfer anywhere I want. But if I want to transfer again to play it right away, if my coach hasn't left, I don't get to do that. But if my coach leaves, I get to do that because he left. I came to play for him. He left. And 9 times out of 10, these kids follow that coach. Yeah. So they're going to go to that. They're going to go to that school. That's what happened to Drake. Drake's star point guard, his head coach, Ben McCullum, went to Iowa. He's going to play at Iowa next year. So that makes sense. So you have the exceptions, but you have the rule. One free transfer. You can play right away. You can't keep transferring. The exception, if your coach leaves or gets fired, you can play right away and transfer. Graduate transfer, you can play right away because you're also rewarding graduation. So you reward graduation. I saw this on Twitter. I saw someone put this on Twitter. Could this fix it? Maybe, maybe not. Me, I have no problem with this. I have no problem with this. I have no problem with the four colleges of 4 years. I don't care. I don't care. Because money's being thrown around now that people are now finally getting the money. You know, coaches now are negotiating publicly to take other jobs. So don't talk about these kids when now these coaches, these grown-ups are in the media negotiating with other schools. Will Wade made it clear that he's going to North Carolina State. He's negotiating with North Carolina State, and he's going to go to North Carolina State after the season. During the conference tournament, Caleb, during Southland's conference tournament, during McNeese's conference tournament, he said, I'm going to North Carolina State. I'm talking to them. During the NCAA tournament, he does the same thing. Kevin Willard has been talking about how he's going to leave Maryland during Maryland's Sweet 16 run to Villanova. He's purposely been talking about, by the way, I don't know why Kevin Willard keeps getting promotions when he's done literally nothing. Literally nothing. He finally made a Sweet 16 with Maryland, and now he's getting Villanova. I don't understand why, but, it is what it is. So you see that. Could that scenario fix college basketball? I don't think college basketball is broken. Coaches are saying how mid-major teams are now glorified JUCOs, where every year their players are being poached left and right, which kind of sucks, but really kind of sucks, especially for, teams like San Diego State and all the good mid-majors teams, Drake and all of them. It's kind of sad, but, money talks. Money talks, money talks, money talks. Could that fix it? I don't know. Do I care about what's going on? I care, but not to the extent where I think, it's out of control, because, there's a lot of hypocrisy going around. But on that note, everyone.
Well, I've got one more thing.
Okay. Okay.
They did, which I don't like. They banned CeeDee Lamb's celebration that he always does. Yeah, his nose wipe. They banned that. He cannot do it anymore. It's a 15-yard penalty.
It's apparently a violent act, is what they said.
Yeah, apparently.
Are they mad because it looks like he's sniffing cocaine?
No, it's some gang-related thing, I guess.
Oh, gang-related. Okay.
I don't know what gang. It says the Urban Dictionary note says the index finger slides horizontally under the nose and the path of the ops, and ends with the thumbs down position. The gesture lets your team know you're out for blood and to scare the ops away. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. I guess it's just because it's a violent gesture by wiping your nose.
I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand, man. Like, it is. I guess it's whatever. I guess.
No, that sucks. I like it when he does that.
All right.
It was
Yeah.
unique for him.
I thought you were gonna like say something like more serious, but
No,
wiping somebody's nose. Okay, fine. All right, it's whatever.
just ban. Yeah.
Yeah, just find a Chad Ochocinco found other celebrations. Find something else. The man did salsa. The man, played golf. Be as creative as Chad Johnson. But on that note, everyone, Caleb, where
They
can people
banned
find
all that though.
No, they didn't ban it. It was
They banned
already
the prop using. You can't use as a prop as you can't use the ball as a prop.
yeah, not anymore.
What they let that go.
Yeah, no, yeah, not anymore, dude. You can celebrate. You can celebrate as much as you want.
I don't see them using it as a prop though. They always do like coordinated dances.
Well, yeah, no, because coordinated dances are, I guess, they're more communal. But I don't know. I've stopped caring about celebrations. Just score the touchdown.
But
I
he
don't
doesn't
care.
even do it. He just does it on a first down, and he can't even do it.
Well, then you're celebrating a first down. That's dumb.
Usually, when he makes a big play, usually,
Like a first down conversion on third down.
yeah, he
Okay,
usually
okay,
does it
okay.
on a big
I'll
play.
let that go. I'll let that go. That's fine. But yes, whatever. Hey, CD Lamb, man, come on the show. We'll talk about it.
I'm sure.
Talk about it.
Listening.
Why not? Come on the show. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about why you fell in the draft, because I've never understood that. But it is what it is. How you love Dallas. We'll talk about it. Come on the show. Come on the show. Caleb, hit me.
You can find me at NFL22 on Instagram and Twitter/X. You can find me on this channel 3 o'clock every Friday, talking Cowboys, Giants.
Guys, my name is Ferris Milan. You can find me at Ferris Milan on Twitter. _Ferris_Muthana on Instagram. Here every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific, talking New York Giants. Thursdays, 3 o'clock Pacific on our entertainment channel, talking Rewatchers Council, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as well as reminder guests, Saturday, April 5th. 5 years doing this.
5 years?
5 years, man. Been doing this for 5 years. 5 years.
Didn't know
Well,
that.
not this channel per se, but the channels. Been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
1,000 and our 1,000 subscriber.
We met 5 years ago.
We did meet 5 years ago, unfortunately, and now my life has been a living hell for the last 5 years. For a man who doesn't talk a lot, he really has ruined my life. But on that note, everyone, so make sure to join us April 5th. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys next time. Stay smooth, stay safe. In Giants country, let's ride. You think he's gonna say that, or he's gonna say something else like
No,
like G-men, giddy up?
No, why would you say giddy up?
I don't know, alliteration, or like go big blue, we're coming to get you.
Giant time? I don't know.
All right,